I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the Earth and its relationship with Mr. Sun. Most of you have seen a globe, and the purpose of a globe is to be a scale model of the Earth, because we are teeny tiny little specks on the Earth, so we have no way of stepping back and seeing the Earth as a whole with our own eyes, so we have to use a model. So let's suppose we load up and we go to the globe store and we go globe shopping, okay? And it's wall-to-wall globes. Most globes have some things in common. One thing they have in common is they're round, because the Earth is round, okay? We don't go flat Earth shopping, we go round globe shopping, okay? And then another thing they do is they spin, because the Earth spins. And then most of them, nicer ones, are on a stand and they tilt on an axis because the Earth tilts on its axis. Most of you were probably taught at some point in time, middle school, high school, whatever, that the Earth tilts on its axis. And that's not necessarily an incorrect statement, but I want you to think about it just a little bit deeper. The Earth tilts on its axis. So let's pretend for a minute that this is the Earth. It's round, it could be the Earth. Now where is the Earth located? The Earth is located in space. So we have a round thing in space. Is this tilted? Is this tilted? Can this be tilted, or is it tilted now? Round things in space can't tilt. There's no up-down in space, okay? Everything in space has to be relative to something else. Everything actually is relative. So round things in space can't tilt. The Earth, when you look at it from space, does not have a big rod sticking through the North and South Pole to determine its axis. It's just round and in space. So what we need to do is we need to finish the sentence. The Earth does tilt on its axis, but the Earth tilts on its axis with respect to Mr. Sun. So it's more like this, right? If this were Mr. Sun, no, this is not to scale, the Sun is huge. If this were Mr. Sun and this were the Earth, and I tied a string or put a rod from the center of the Sun to the center of the Earth and connected them, that would be the orbital plane. So the Earth orbits on this plane. And it is with respect to this plane that the Earth's axis tilts. And that is what gives us our seasons, but seasons are more of a circumstantial evidence, right? We know that the Earth tilts on its axis with respect to Mr. Sun because our days change. If we didn't tilt on our axis, if our axis was straight up and down with respect to Mr. Sun, we would have 12-hour days and 12-hour nights. The sun would come up at the same time, the sun would go down at the same time every day. But that's not how it is, especially in a mid-latitude state like Kansas. The length of days are our evidence that the Earth tilts.